scene of the perjury did not believe that anything had occurred other than it was a drunk victim, etc.
And at that point in time, you said that you didn't think that statement, if it happened at all, happened until much later, the following week, correct?
Well, I don't know that I said anything about a specific time later. I said later.
Okay.
I'm just looking for was made at a later time. My recollection is that statement would have been made at a later time and in reference to some things that had been written by another officer.
I want to ask you a little bit about the discovery in this case. You testified about the May 12th hearing, the May 12th meeting with Dr. Meehan. Recall that?
Yes, sir.
And you said that Dr. Meehan went through the report with you at that May 12th meeting. Do you recall that?
I think he probably did. Yes, sir.
And do you recall me asking those questions at your deposition about whether or not you had in fact gone through the report on that May 12th meeting?
Not specifically, but I'm sure that you'll show me that you did.
Would you please turn to page 316 of your deposition?
I don't believe I have that volume of the deposition. This seems to go up to 279. Thank you. I have page 316, sir.
And starting on page 17 there, I ask you, and did you have...
Page 17 or 316?
I'm sorry, page 316, line 17.
Oh, okay. Line 17. Thank you.
Yes. And did you have, at that May 12th meeting, did you remember asking any questions about any of that type of information? You see that?
Yes, sir.
Not specifically, but I do seem to recall, and it would have presumably been at this meeting that I left with the understanding that it was a level of certainty that was 98%. You're talking about Dave Evans'
yes, sir.
match right
yes,
there.
Sir.
And I said, besides those three results, the matches that appear in court, did you discuss any other results of the tests? And you say, not that I recall.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion about did Dr. Meehan actually go through the report with you? And your answer was, no, sir. We had the discussion about this finding. He handed us a copy, or actually I think maybe 2 or 3 copies of the report, but we didn't actually go over the report itself. Do you see that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And did you have any discussions at that meeting? Did any discussions occur at that meeting about what was included in the report? And you say, not that I recall.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion about what, if anything, was included in the report? Not that I recall.
Yes, sir, I see that.
That's directly contradictory to your testimony today, isn't it, Mr. Nifong?
Yes, sir. It appears to be at least somewhat contradictory.
Okay. So which one of those is the true statement?
Each of them is a true statement, as I recall it at the time that the statement was made.
And that was less than a month ago?
Yes, sir.
And that was prior to Dr. Meehan's testimony here in this hearing?
Yes, sir, it was.
Now, you said that you now acknowledge that you admit that discovery was not provided that should have been provided.
I don't know that I've ever denied that.
You haven't?
I don't know that I have. I mean, I have said that I never intentionally, left out anything, but I have denied, I have admitted that the discovery wasn't given, but it wasn't withheld. Maybe I misunderstood your question.
Well, we came up for a hearing earlier in this case in which you asked the Disciplinary Hearing Commission to dismiss the violations relating to disclosure and discovery, saying that there was no violation. All that?
Objection. He's asking questions about legal arguments the counsel made.
I'm sorry. I was talking to Alexander. He read that back with more.
He's going into questions about arguments that were made at the motion to dismiss, that are arguments of counsel that were made in the case, and asking going into those questions. it wasn't an admission or a denial of anything in the complaint. It was matters that were raised by counsel to test the legal sufficiency of a matter that was out there in the initial phase of the case. And he's asking him that as a contradictory statement to some statement of fact that he made.
Ms. Wolf, did you get that last question? I didn't hear the question.